Hey y'all, it's Michelle from The Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Since I made my Halloween rolly cart with all my supplies, I got inspired also after watching a video from Inky Quill on her Patreon about making some embellishment clusters. And so I thought, oh, this would be perfect for using up a bunch of paper scraps. And if you saw my rolly cart video, then you saw that I have a lot of paper scraps and I have a lot of stickers that are kind of just about used up, and then lots of die cuts and different shapes and sequins and my little embellishment box here. So I thought that I would sit down and make some embellishment clusters with all these little goodies to use in my October scrapping. So let's get started. I went ahead and kind of went through all of those things and reduced some of my supplies, just kind of limited it so that I wouldn't be so overwhelmed. I should have limited it more because I ended up being a little overwhelmed anyway. But we're going to start out with this little journaling spot with this cute little cat. And I'm going through one of my die cut packs to see if there's anything that I want to use to embellish this. And I found this little arrow that says cute little spook, and that little cat down there is so cute. And so I'm going to put that up there. And then I found the moon with the stars, and I added that as well. And then I've got a little pumpkin here, and I'm going through the stickers to see if there's anything. I'm going through the little containers that I have up above that hopefully you saw before I zoomed in really close. I had them all kind of divvied out. And before I even got started, I had gone through and punched a whole bunch of different sized stars and hearts out of this gold glitter. And looking back on it, I kind of wished I had have done some silver ones as well. And so if there's a next time, I will, well, not if, there will be a next time. I will definitely have some silver hearts and stars as well. So that was pretty quick for that one. And then I decided to do a tag. And I have this cute little ghost with a little bow on her. And I'm looking through my die cuts and the word stickers. And actually those word stickers, they're from Tim Holtz. And I really like them. They're made to look like you use the old time label maker that like embossed or debossed the letters into the like hard plastic strip things. And I really like them, but they're kind of big. So they don't really work for what I'm doing here because my little clusters are kind of small. Now later on when I use these in projects, then I can also layer more stuff on them. And then I'm looking through these little stickers, and I really wanted to use up some of those big square or rectangle ones. I have a hard time using those. The icons are pretty easy. Like here I got a little spider web up there. And I have this little die cut that says not so scary. And actually quite a bit of these are from what is it? A Disney Halloween embellishment pack. And shocker, never been to Disney, so have no Disney photos to scrapbook, but I have had or I have found so many uses for this Halloween die cut pack that has nothing to do with Disney. So don't be afraid to buy things that are themed, because you could probably find other ways to use them. And I've actually done that with some big sticker sheets. So there I went ahead and put something in that tag hole, because if we have a tag, we got to have a little tassel on it. And the next thing I'm going to use is this little journaling spot with the little candies. And I love this bright color. This is really fun. And it gives me an opportunity to use some more of the die cuts that I got from a Bella Boulevard, I think, collection. No, what is that? Let me see. What is it? No, it is. It's from a Bella Boulevard collection. It's Sweet and Spooky, I think. Or Spooky and Sweet? Sweet and Spooky. It's an older collection, and I tell you, if they released it again, or if you could still find some of it, I would definitely buy it, because I absolutely love the colors in that collection. But since there was candies on this one, I went ahead and used some of these acrylic candy pieces. They're from Ellie's Studio a couple of years back, I think. And then I'm going to add these little gold glitter hearts. And at first I thought I was going to put it up there with the green candy, but then I dropped it on top of that heart, and I'm like, oh, it'll go there. So I went ahead and stuck it there, and I'm going to fill in this little gap with a medium-sized heart, and there's that one. And now this is a journaling spot from a Simple Stories pack, and I think it was either last year or the year before. And then I put this little rhinestone spider on, and I should have waited because I decided to bring in this little washi tape word. Then this is from a roll from Crate Paper's. I'm so bad at remembering the names of my collections that I love so much, because it's my favorite one ever by Crate Paper. Hey Pumpkin, that's it. So I had to pick up my spider and move it so I could get this eek. And I decided to put the eek on there because it has the spider webs. And now I'm looking to see what else that I can put on here. Again, I wanted so badly to use these the squares and the rectangles. They're just so hard. I'm gonna have to do like another embellishment cluster session where I start with those. Like, that's the base, and then build from there. So to make sure I get them used, because I really like them, I just have a hard time with them. I don't know why. I mean, it's either their shape, or I think that's just, they're so square. I have a much easier time using icons. And here is a Halloween or Happy Halloween die cut that I believe is again from that Disney one. I can't remember. It's a Simple Stories. I got it in one of their warehouse boxes or big sale boxes, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with Disney? But it was Halloween, so that helped. It definitely helped, because we definitely love doing the Halloween here. And then I decided to put just this little square scrap paper from, what collection is that from? I can't remember. This one of them, obviously. So I decided to tuck it behind this little journaling spot here. And of course I fight with my glue. My tip broke. So if you have that, that the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, you know that the tip is kind of, it's broad, and then it steps down into a smaller tip. Well, the smaller tip part broke off. So it's just the wider part. And I fight with it all the time because it clogs up. Obviously, it's sitting there open, and if you leave it open, it will dry out. And so part of that is I'm not using it quickly enough, and I don't keep putting the cap on it. But I didn't want to have to constantly put the cap on, take the cap off, put the cap on, take it off. So I just fight with the glue. But here I have backed this die cut so it could really stand out with just another scrap paper. And I do know where that paper comes from. That paper comes from Cartabella. The one of, let's see, I know it's Cartabella, but what is the name of the collection? Does anybody know? Put it down in the comments if you remember where it's from. What was the name of that? I don't think it was Halloween Market. Maybe it was. I mean, that's terrible. I can't remember. Anyway. And this tag, it's a simple stories tag, and it has one of my favorite fall candies. I don't eat too many of them because to me they're kind of rich, but I do love candy corn. And so I decided to really play up the candy on this one. And then my camera died, and so you missed me putting these little candy corn puffy stickers down. And then I also used one of those Doodlebug acrylic words, and I have a really hard time using those because they're really thick. They're really kind of thick. And yes, I did not put some twine or ribbon in that tag, but never fear, I will do that later. It's not going to have an empty tag hole. Now, here I'm just using another tag to cut out a tag from this scrap paper. And let's see, I think that one is a Simple Stories one. I can't remember, but it goes with this big boo, and it goes with this flower chipboard here. Yeah, it definitely was Simple Stories, but it's the one, of course, that has the pinks and the grays and this odd shade of orange. It's kind of a pinky orange. I don't know, it's very weird, and it's hard to match it with anything else. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to focus on just using the things that actually go together. And then I made the mistake of putting glue where the word hangs out, so I had to wipe that off. And I want to situate the flower here where it kind of tucks in behind this letter B. And I got glue everywhere, so I have to clean that up. And then I'm going to go looking for some more things to kind of put on here. And I'm looking through the die cuts and not really finding anything, except I find this little speech bubble that says "Hey Boo" on it. And since I already have this really big boo on here, I'm like, oh, that would be cute. So in my mind, I'm reading it like, "Hey Boo, boo," you know, like you're getting somebody's attention and then you startle them. That's kind of how it is in my head. And then I have these little puffy ghosts. That's from American Crafts. Those you can find, or at least for the past couple of years, I have found them in the card section at Walmart. And I think people said they can find them at Target too. But I just got them from Walmart. And now I'm looking through to see if there's anything else. Now this coffin die cut, I want to use it so bad, and I try it on several different things, and it just doesn't make it initially. But it does find a home, and I think it's adorable, and it's also one of those things from that Disney die cut. Or Disney-esque, rather. It's Disney-esque. I think it's like, I don't know if it's part of the Say Cheese collections, but I know it has something to do with Disney type things. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some of my gold glitter stars on here, just to give it a little bit of a finishing touch. And the one thing I did not do on any of these clusters was use my beloved mica stains. They will probably get mica stains when they're used on a layout. But I did not do that this time. I relied mostly on my glitter hearts and stars to give it that little bit of glittery oomph. And then this little journal spot here, I took inspiration from it with its purple background, and then this purple die cut with the bat on it. And that really kind of set the whole tone of this little cluster here. Is everything that I pretty much put on it is purple. Different shades of purple. So I have this little tab here, not label, but tab, that I'm going to put on the side. And I put that little, the heart, not a heart, a moon, the crescent moon there. It's purple. And then I think that's part of that Bella Boulevard collection. And then I have this Bewitching You a Very Happy Halloween. And then that puffy sticker bat, it is outlined in purple. And then I'm going to put this little bat here that I just die cut out of some black cardstock with a Tim Holtz die. The one that has the moon with all the bats, that's where I got those dies from for the bat. And then I'm going to finish it off with some glitter stars, gold glitter, and that's it for that one. And now I decided I had done a bunch of cute little embellishments, so I wanted to do kind of a spooky one. And I have these toe tags from Pebbles. They are old, old, old. I have no idea what collection they're from. I think I found them at Tuesday Morning. And there's that coffin again. I wanted to use it so bad, especially with the toe tag, but it's a little too cute. And the shape is weird. And instead of having the tag upright, I laid it on its side. And then I thought about using the tombstone, but I didn't want to cover up the words on the tombstone, and I didn't want to cover up the words that says Office of the City Coroner on the tag. So I'm like, well, I can't use that. So I'm looking through all of my things, and most everything that I have out is cutesy. Because most everything I have is cutesy. I have a few things that are on the more spooky side. And like these holographic, or not holographic, but what do they call it? I don't know. Anyways, it's a metallic looking skull. And I've almost used them up, and I'll be so sad when they're all gone. My best friend, she had bought them for me several years ago. And every time I get them out and look at them, I think of her. And then when I use them, I think of her. And I just love them and her. And I appreciate her getting those for me. But so I decided to use that on here because, I think it's kind of fitting. And then I have this washi tape from Tim Holtz that has a lot of different little kind of advertisements on it. And like one of them's for chloroform, and then there's different types of like old-time medications. Like this one says glycerin lotion, and then Rochelle salts, and then it's got poisons on here. It even has something that says Furman's Pharmacy. And so I decided to put that on there because that seemed kind of appropriate for things to have the little skull and crossbones, and it says poison. And my camera died again. My batteries just will not hold a charge. It's so aggravating. But I go ahead and glue down this little ghost on top of that 31st die cut that I put on there. And then, there was a couple of these that could have worked so well for this tag, but they're just so big. They really are. I do try. I mean, Dearly Departed. I mean, come on. That would be perfect for a toe tag, but it's too big. So I decided to look through my little bitty Tim Holtz Halloween words. And at first I wasn't planning on using these. I had put them aside, but when it came to this one, I had to bring it back. And the other thing I had a hard time with is that this toe tag is a distinctive cream color. So putting all my die cuts on it that are white based, or they're outlined in white, it just didn't look right to me. Now I know that 31st is white and that ghost is quite white, but for some reason those aren't bothering me. I guess because the die cut's not outlined in white. I don't know. I thought about using this little cord here, but the silver was too bright. I know the skull is bright. I don't understand my own reasoning, but I decided to go with this one instead. And I think it came from a Tim Holtz. And then I thought, I'm done. And then I was like, not really. it needs a doodle border. So I go ahead and do the little doodle border. I'm thinking about, do I need to put anything extra, any stars, hearts, or little bats or anything? And I decide not eventually, but I decide, nah, it's done. Now, here, I'm starting with the coffin. We're going to find something to put this coffin on. So I decide to use this just scrap piece of paper. It's from the Spooky collection from Pebbles, I think. And so I put the coffin on, and then these two really cute tombstones down. And I'm like, okay, this is great. And then I also get out of my little embellishment box that little plastic spider. And then I'm like, I need to put something up there at the top because it looks kind of weird, just this rectangle up there. Even though I really love that pattern. The gold embossed little circles and spider webs are so cute. And I love the flowers. And I thought about putting the spider web with the spider hanging down off of it. What is it? Not die cut, but chipboard. Yeah. But it's kind of big and it hung down over the tombstone and covered up the words, and I didn't want it to do that. So instead of using that, I just used this little gray and black flower. And now I'm just going to start gluing everything in, and my glue bottle is not anywhere near empty, but it was having a hard time coming out. I had to like really force it to come down. And I think it's just because it's sitting there open, and so air is getting to it. So if don't keep your glue open. That's like my takeaway. Just don't put the lid on it. Take that extra time. Maybe you'll not have to fight with your glue. Ooh, I really think that little bone looked so cute on there. And again, my logic does not hold up because there I'm putting that spider on there. But I thought that the bone, little acrylic bone, was too thick. It was too much. Even though that spider is on there. But it just felt wrong. It was cute as could be, and it would have worked, but I think if the spider hadn't have been there, the bone would have made it on there. That acrylic bone is also from the little candies, where the candies came from, the Ellie Studio. They were all in the same no, they weren't. I'm saying that wrong. I think the candies were in one thing and the bones were in another thing. Now I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I'm not sure if you can even get those anymore, but if you can, they are so cute. And then I give this one a little white doodly border. And then I'm like, this little graph tag here thing that I have put on, it needs to be outlined as well. So I put a little fake stitching on. And then all throughout this time that I've been going through all these die cuts and everything, this die cut here that says "Love you to the midnight moon and back" has just been calling to me. I've wanted to use it, but I haven't found anything yet. So I'm like, okay, like the coffin, I'm going to start with the die cut and I will find things to go with it. So I found this scrap paper here with these beautiful flowers, and that's also from that Bella Boulevard. I think it is Sweet and Spooky. So I'm using it as my little base, and I had used it. It was the off torn piece from a bigger piece I had used on a layout before, and I wanted the white torn edge to be on this side instead of the other side. So I went ahead and tore it again so that the white would be on this side. And then I've got this big oval journaling spot that's from a Simple Stories die cut pack. And I'm going to layer that up here and have this cute little ghost. It's so cute. I think it goes perfectly with the "Love you to the midnight moon and back." And then, of course, I put the little crescent moon there with the little black stars on it. It fit just perfectly in that open spot of the other stars. And I have to put hearts on here because it's talking about love. So here comes the gold glitter hearts. And I'm just going to put them up here in this corner. And then one little heart down there beside love. So I got to get these glued on. And I had a hard time with picking up these hearts. My fingernails are kind of short right now, and they didn't want to stick to the tip of my finger, because oftentimes you can pick these little things up like that just by pressing down on them and they stick to your finger, but they didn't want to stick today. They had their own ideas, I guess, but I finally get it on there, and I got that little heart down there by love, and I have the little teeny googly eyes down there up under the moon. And I'm finishing it off with a little fake stitch border with my white pen. And there is that one. And that is gonna do it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to get out all of your scraps and your die cuts and make some embellishments to kind of get ready for future projects. And here I'm just picking up some of the ones that I really think turned out really cute. I loved that little Sugar Rush Party one, and I do love that last one that I did. It's so cute with love you to the midnight moon and back. And y'all let me know if y'all have ever made little clusters before, or if you want some more videos like this. And oh, that one's so cute. It's kind of the odd one out, but it's cute. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.